order. I'll bring the Monday, June 16th, Parks and Rec, Town of Rome Parks and Rec Committee meeting to order. Number 2 on our agenda is discussion and action, election of committee chair. Do we have anybody willing to be committee chair?
I'd like to make a motion to nominate Jill.
I respectfully decline. I nominate Cheryl.
I respectfully decline.
Well, I'd be willing to do it if, I'd be willing to do it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we need a vote, I assume. So,
Motion first.
Motion first, yeah.
Motion-
okay.
Motion to nominate Sue as chair.
I'll second that.
Do we do by roll call or is just all in favor?
Just all in favor.
Okay.
All in favor of Sue being our new chair?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
Woohoo. Congratulations.
thank you.
No problem. Okay. All right. There we go.
We'll do it that
All
way.
right, there we go. All right. So the next item on our agenda is the roll call, starting from my left.
Evenson here.
Krieger here.
Reese here?
Donegan here.
Reppin here.
All right. Next item on the agenda, certify posting of the meeting.
I certify that on Friday, June 13th, 2025, the agenda for the Town of Rome Parks and Recreation Committee meeting for Monday, June 16th, 2025 was posted at the following locations: Rome Town Hall, 2:05 p.m., Quick Trip LLC, 4:05 p.m., Nakusa Port Edward State Bank, 11:01 a.m., posted on the Town of Rome website and emailed to the Wisconsin Rapids Tribune on June 12th, 2025.
All right. Next, number 5 on the agenda, approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All right, motion approved. Item 6, Pledge of Allegiance. Do we have any citizen comments today? Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda, no action contemplated except possible referral to a future agenda. Number 8, information updates, meeting recaps, recent correspondence, current events, or announcements. I guess starting from my left, Cheryl, do we have any announcements or events?
Well, I do know that this Friday we got Chris Crozy downtown at the band shell.
Excellent.
Yep.
Okay, I have none.
The Rapid Angels is holding a good old-fashioned motorcycle hill climb on June 29th. There'll be posters up around town, starting at 9. I don't remember the time, but there's going to be food trucks, and it'll be a fun time. So that's all I have.
I have nothing at this time.
I have nothing.
Okay. The next section, we have discuss and possible action on the following items. Number 9, approval of the Monday, May 13th, 2025 meeting minutes.
I will note that it was the 19th, and I accidentally put 13th, so
Okay.
if you want to note that in your motion,
Okay,
that you would be approving the Monday, May 19th.
all right, so,
I'll make a motion to approve the Monday, May 19th, 2025 meeting minutes.
I second that.
okay. Do we need a vote?
Sure.
Okay.
Just say all those in favor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Discussing impossible action, review of the Walden Park interpreted sign for native planting. And we have it right here. Any comments or discussion? Okay, there you go.
Hi.
Hey there.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dave Trudeau. I'm the president of 14 Mile Watershed Alliance, and through that role, I wrote the grant and kind of took the lead on this project, obviously, and with a lot of help from the town on their property. So, so one of the items to complete in the grant proposal was to have an interpretive sign there. I wanted to cover kind of like two main points. One is the importance of having a buffer zone along the shoreline, and then the second point of native plantings and the diverse nature that they provide for habitat for pollinators and migratory birds. So those are kind of the 2 points we're trying to make. Lisa has graciously donated her time and expertise using Canva, which is way beyond me, so I'm glad she's able to do that. So this is kind of where we're at. There's still a little bit of tweaking to do. Lisa and I met just briefly today, and these changes were just made today, dropping it into 2 columns, QR code to get more information, all the sponsors on the bottom, and some illustrations. It'll be moved around a little bit, so just wanted to get some feedback on that. It can come later if this is too much to absorb. Just right as you're looking at it now, we can.
What size is the sign? Is the
Oh,
sign?
we're
going
looking
to
at a
be?
4x8 sign.
4x8? This looks very nice.
2x4. I'm sorry.
Oh, 2x4. Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna say,
No.
I was gonna say 4x8.
Two
This
by-
would be
no.
really.
2x4. There we go.
You had the dimension, the ratio, correct?
And this will be placed by the planting, or?
Yeah, I thought probably, I mean, we'll be talking with Cody about where, but my thought is to put it near the trail that goes down to the kayak launch. And we want to pour a concrete slab to mount the sign on. It'll be one of these 2-poster at like a 30-degree angle.
Nice.
Does
We're
this
looking
need, like, plan commission? I mean, who needs to approve this? It's paid for already in the grant and the fundraising, so.
We've got the money set aside. It's
Yeah.
just I guess just rubber stamp it.
Okay.
There were 2 other items I did want to bring up. One is that I would like to get just some commercially made signs. There are some out there that say things like native planting, do not mow or spray, and even though the town isn't going to, it just kind of improves people's awareness of what's going on out there. And the other thing, I found out that even after the native planting, there were still some folks over the winter that thought that was a good trail to get access to Lake Camelot with their snowmobiles. So I'm assuming that the town code already covers no motorized vehicles on that area, but we might need to think about getting some signage to remind people and follow it up with a little bit of enforcement.
I like this layout a lot. It's
Yeah, it
very
looks-
nice.
looks
It looks
very
really
good.
well.
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay, well, I just want to know we're on the right track, and
Yeah.
like I said, a little bit more tweaking, but by next meeting, I'm hoping we'll have something final for you to look at.
This looks
It
great.
looks great, yeah.
Yep,
Do we-
thanks.
Do we need then a motion to,
Do we just wait? We'll wait until
Just
you
wait.
get the final thing, and
Okay.
then,
Sure.
yeah. And then we can just approve it at this level in case the town needs to also approve it.
I think the only person who would need to is the zoning administrator for
Okay.
just a regular sign permit.
Okay,
okay,
I can get him a copy of the sign.
okay.
okay.
Okay, very good, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. So the next item for discussion and possible action is review of catalogs for pricing and create a list of possible RTC park amenities. Okay.
We're all familiar with the big binder. You want it?
I can give just a little bit of background on just how we got to where we're at. For some, maybe that has not been keeping up on the whole process of the park. or have not been involved in it. We had an original layout for the park created back in 2017. It included just a concept that had a basketball court, pickleball / tennis courts, gaga pit, ping pong tables, cornhole, and then various shade benches, a couple of berms, play berms, I guess they'd call them. That was in 2017. It was slightly revised, and that area was in addition to the splash pad, which was already existing, the children's playground area, and then that was when we were planning for the band shell and the Great Lawn. Then maybe 3 years ago, we just adjusted a few things because of the way the sun came at it. There was recommendations for the basketball court and the pickleball courts to change direction. So there was some minor changes there, and then we had a discussion about fencing, and nothing was decided, because there was also discussion about noise and cussing, and I think that was one of the reasons why we explored the area, a reason to move the pickleball courts in a different direction. So our old corp had that original 2017 plan. Our newest corp, Comprehensive Outdoor Rec Plan, has the latest version, even though it wasn't approved. And that is where the pickleball courts were moved to a different area. And we got new, and this is what you'll see in the corp, and there's different, this is where the game tables came in that area where there used to be pickleball courts proposed. So that's just kind of a brief history on where we got here. Obviously, this latest version was not approved. It was just kept in our corp because we spent money on it, and it shows, when we apply for grants, it shows that we're moving toward something. So that's where we're at, and that's why we're looking at some of these other options for games and development between the splash pad and the band shell. So.
Where are we gonna put the pickleball courts at?
Nothing was decided. I think there was, I believe there was strong opposition to this latest version because it's right next to the apartment buildings. Even though that was suggested to put up some kind of sound barrier, I think that original area was proposed parking area, which a lot of people like more parking area. Right now, we have no plan for pickleball courts.
Okay.
And I believe it's a good idea. We try to find, personally, I didn't have a problem with them being in that original area between the splash pad and the band shell. But, this is where we ended up right now, so, I mean, we can,
Any other place in the city center we can locate that?
The pickleball
don't-
courts? Yeah.
I don't know. The way it was told to me is that's valuable land. So I don't know that we want to make another park.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. These are great questions.
Yeah.
This is what we've been struggling with over the last 5 years, so.
Walden
First
Park's
one.
got a nice area over there that could handle it, I
Yeah,
think.
and that was brought up too. The opposite side of that is it's a silent sport park. It's got kayaking. There's no motorized over there. So, the whole reason to take the pickleball courts out of here was because of noise. So do we put them in a quiet park? That was the thought there.
Were the
so,
people in the apartments opposed to it?
yes,
Okay.
strongly.
Yeah, very strongly. Still remember that. Everything I've seen about pickleball, it's relatively quiet.
I mean, I think the sport itself is, and actually, originally, even the basketball court, that would be kind of noisy too. But but it's a band shell, so there's noise anyway, and the kids in the splash pad area, to me, noise wasn't specifically a good reason not to have it there, but,
Yeah.
I'm one person, so.
Every time
I
I,
think the main
It's a
part of
park
it was
and-
the possible swear words.
The language.
talking, the
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
and that was with the kids and the splash pad, and then having pickleball. It's kind of like mixing all different ages,
Right.
from what I remember hearing.
Right.
How many courts were you thinking of there?
What was our design?
I think it was 6. wasn't it?
Six, yeah,
Oh.
6
It was
pickleball
good
courts.
size.
Yeah.
It was good
Oh.
size.
Yeah.
Would we just consider maybe 4 instead of 6? Just to,
And actually, I think the original had only 4. It was 2 tennis courts that could be 4 pickleball courts, and then also a basketball court.
that's my, yeah, I was
And
thinking
then I
next-
think that changed into just 6 pickleball courts, didn't it?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like
It did.
that.
Yeah. Because we weren't
I'd like to
sure-
see some basketball courts there or something.
Well,
That's-
so I would like to see something there for people of all ages,
Yeah.
which to me, this would tie it all together. And without splitting up families, you move the pickleball court somewhere else, now the kids are across the street or wherever, somewhere else, you know.
Right.
That's
I don't think there's anything preventing us from reconsidering.
reconsidering some of the original plan. We
Yeah.
did spend money on those plans, but that was just the history.
Yeah.
So I do think we could move forward with some of this stuff. I don't know the Gaga Pit. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Gaga Pit. I know that was kind of pushed for a while. Personally, I don't see it being
I
used
don't
a
know
lot.
what that is, I'm sorry.
To me, it's more for younger kids, and I think they already have the splash pad and
Yeah.
What's
the
Gaga
playground.
pit?
it's like a safe version of dodgeball,
Oh,
isn't it? It's the way I understood it.
Don't know.
But it's like an enclosed area. Yeah, I don't.
I never played safe dodgeball.
Right?
Yeah, you got it.
I think this area between there should be focused on young adults up to seniors. I think the young kids have plenty of stuff there. I think the, maybe a ping pong table, but definitely cornhole and, what do you call it, ladder ball?
Yeah.
That's not what we call it, but
Chess table.
the chess
Yeah.
table's a great idea.
That's, when I was going through the catalogs, that's why I picked out too, was the checkerboard table and the cornhole bag
Yeah.
tournaments. And that, I think those are things that would be used, yeah.
In this area, it's very common
Yeah.
for people to going to the local cornhole, you know, for the day. But
Would we get
Tournaments.
two sets?
you
or
would want 2 sets.
Yeah.
I would
Was
think
it
so.
the sack that you throw in?
The bags?
Yeah, the bags,
Yeah.
the bean bags you throw into the hole, but
Yeah.
these would be,
Okay.
these would be
Concrete.
concrete,
Yeah.
and then you
You
just
said.
check out the bean bags out of the kiosk
I thought
that
it
we
was- I
Okay.
could
had
do that
discussed,
out.
same with,
Oh, yeah.
we
So
did ping pong.
the, so
or
the,
something.
the bags parts would just be permanent there,
Yeah.
year round, and then you just check out the bags, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that.
Also, I was thinking too, is there anything about bike racks?
That was in, I think that was proposed in there, and that's one of my needs.
Yeah, I think
I
that
have a
was-
list, needs and options,
I rode my bike down here and I didn't have a place to really lock it
Yeah.
up, so, yeah.
yeah. And one of the other needs, I believe, was shade structures,
Shade
until the
was big.
trees start to take over if we,
Yeah. So an
near the
additional
game
shade.
tables.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that.
Gotta have some more ADA compliance happening as far as strollers, wheelchairs, just different things. We gotta have some gravel, gotta have some, the electric for the food trucks, gotta, you know, there's just
Yeah.
things that are definite needs. But we would like to have some fun things down there sooner than later.
Should we, either for right now or for our next meeting, put together our own lists of needs and wants? And then maybe prioritize them, or should we do that now?
Can a basketball court be divided up into pickleball courts?
No?
Has to be separate, yeah.
That's not the way it was proposed to us.
Okay, no, I was just
Yeah.
wondering.
And on the basketball courts, are you talking a full court or just individual, like one basket where they can play horse? type of
Yeah,
thing?
or two-man tournaments.
Yeah,
where
two-man
just-
tournaments.
yeah.
Okay.
I think having multiple of those around would be better than having
A full basketball
a
court.
basketball
Yeah.
court, just individual.
And again, if we want to have courts here, if we want to revisit that, we're going to have to consider what we want to do about fencing.
Yeah.
Because that was something that, just because it blocks views, it's not aesthetically pleasing in the middle of a park, possibly. And if we have room for it, if we still want to do all these other game tables and stuff like that. I mean, you still want areas for tables
Right.
and shade and picnicking, and
Yeah.
so,
Could I mention something
Sure.
about basketball court?
yeah.
Could it double as like the food truck area?
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then that
Yes.
way you would guarantee too, during concerts,
Right,
people
Wouldn't be playing basketball.
that's a great idea.
So should we just kind of write down our thoughts on what it should be and then readdress it next meeting then, just
Sure,
Okay.
yeah, like must-haves,
must-haves and then,
and then your top 3 items maybe for your options.
yeah.
Any way to get a copy of that plan?
Yeah, we'll have to look back. I've got some of it digitally, maybe I can, like, even the original, even though the courts weren't exactly the direction we wanted them, it had some really nice features.
Okay. Yeah, I would like a copy too, if
yeah.
you can find it.
Right.
And tables, I saw you did, those great, look great down there at Walden, by the way, those
Cool.
benches.
I
and
haven't
those
seen them
tables.
yet.
Oh, I found the pictures they were great, and I thought it looks really nice. This park has different aesthetic, though. I didn't know, did we want to go more towards metal, or do we want to stick with wood?
This is a good question.
Yeah,
Cody?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What do we must already have something in the, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
A coated metal, something like that? Okay.
so that reminds me,
Just thinking that composite.
you mentioned the tables at Walden Park. That was draft, paid for them, Nakusa School District built them.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of
Great.
yeah, and so it was all done.
Nice.
Yes.
So here's an option for even some of these things is have sponsorships for the game tables. And maybe we can go out and have businesses sponsor, something, and they could have their name plaque on there or something, so donated by, and that would save the town some money, so, yeah.
Possibly you talk to the state for some of their programs or shop programs. Would they be willing to?
Oh, awesome, yeah,
Yep, partner with that, it's a great idea.
great idea,
Yeah,
thank you.
that's a good idea.
I mean, how many more tables do you think we'll be looking at in benches?
I don't know, we'll have to go look at the original plans and see what they had on there,
Okay.
It kind of depends on if we end up with a basketball court / food court, food truck area,
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that whole area that we were thinking of, the food truck, would be a good spot for a basketball court, as long as, what kind of a fencing do you really need around a basketball court? Would it just be small enough to stop the
Yeah.
ball, or
I don't-
do you need, you don't want anything tall?
That's kind of, here's the thing, what I would prefer no fencing at all.
Right.
I would prefer
Same here.
berms. I would
Same here,
prefer
yeah.
berms, and then so that the ball can only roll so far,
Right.
Well, if you did it, if you doubled it with a food truck though, you couldn't have anything. You
Yeah.
couldn't have
Right.
fencing
Yeah.
or-
Right.
right?
Yeah, yeah, you couldn't,
That's
you
right.
couldn't do the berms then, yeah.
I was fencing.
And so then.
You could have berms on, maybe on one side,
Sure.
Right.
but yeah, not,
The grass will stop it fine and dandy.
eventually, yeah,
Yeah, we never had berms at ours.
right,
It just,
yeah.
More exercise.
I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
so, are we, how many food trucks are we gonna have there?
Lisa?
We had 4 on Friday.
Okay. So, do we wanna make this one big slab from all the park on, or individual slabs? With individual baskets? If we're
Either
putting
way
this,
would work.
Hmm?
I guess I was thinking the food trucks would park on the grass.
Like their
on
own
the
little-
outside of the concrete.
Yeah, their
and
own
then
little
people
court.
Would be able
People
to
are on the.
Right,
Yeah.
congregate and order and.
All right.
right.
Well, as far as priorities, we need to get that food truck pad probably sooner than later. Is that right, or is it working out?
I mean, I guess it's fine. They park along the trail.
Okay, for
Um,
now, yeah. Okay,
it works fine.
okay.
Depends on how quickly you could get a contractor, get plans drawn up,
Exactly.
all that
Right.
kind of stuff,
Yeah.
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 Well, is everybody comfortable with putting a list together of our top, we say top three for needs and top three for wants? Or,
Yeah, I mean, give us your list of needs and then maybe your top 3 wants, and we'll see if everybody has the same.
all right,
That sounds good.
okay.
And I'll get to you whatever I can come up with for the old plans. And you just email them, maybe I'll just email them to Taylor and she can distribute them.
Okay. Great.
Can I just?
Yeah.
Instead, before you're adding new things, that there's probably some things at the band shell that still need to be,
Yeah.
like the electric.
That's under the need. Yeah,
Okay.
That's under the need.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Just don't want you to forget
still
about
have to
that.
work on the need with the electric, yep.
And then also, Cody, I don't know if Mark told you this, so the GFI in the bathroom has now been tripped twice. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but there are some electrical plugins that must power the sinks. I have no idea. But people are washing their hands and those are tripped because they get wet. So this
Ooh.
has happened now twice
Where-
during our concerts. It seems like a really silly setup.
Too
that you would
close-
put those there.
Too close to the water.
Water.
And I don't know if it's a matter, could they just have a plastic covering over them? But yeah, it's,
First time hearing of it.
Yeah, he didn't know about
okay.
it, so.
So-
Mark said he was gonna talk to you. I think it happened last year and then it happened on Friday.
So what did you do for electric for the food trucks on Friday?
We decided to do, even though there's 3 remote plugs, Mark was more comfortable with just plugging 2 into the remote. And then the, one was, plugged into the building. And then the other food vendor actually used that kitchen, so.
Okay.
It worked out.
Can we move forward with getting plans for electric? I suppose we need to figure out where we're putting everything before we can, okay. All right.
If we're
I mean, it worked.
Yeah.
If we're gonna put a basketball court in, parking area basketball court, I think I would rather put electric. Kind of do it all at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Just drop electric.
Sure.
Put it there.
Yeah. Now move the electric, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does anybody wanna meet over at the park and do a walkthrough and just look at things? I mean.
Yeah, that would
it-
be a
it's-
great idea.
For me, I'm a little bit more visual and I kinda need to
Yeah.
look at it and walk it a little bit.
Do we make another meeting, or do we meet before our next meeting? We should
Or the
probably.
day of, at same,
Yeah,
we can, if
sure.
we do our wants and our needs ready and then,
There would just have to be a quorum notice
Right.
posted.
Yeah.
So whatever you guys intended on doing, I would just create a quorum notice saying that you'd be meeting there.
yeah.
Kind of like you did the last time.
Yeah.
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 Last time you met at the park and then came here for the
Then-
meeting.
right.
You could do it a different day or the same day.
We could do it on the same day
But the
too.
same day works for me. Does that,
It-
just do it half hour
It just depends
early?
on what day of July, if it's after the 4th, it's a little easier, but I don't know what
Yeah.
day it's gonna fall on,
The
but,
next meeting is scheduled for July 21st.
shoot.
Hey, it's after.
I'm out of town that day, just so you know. I won't make that meeting.
Okay, well, what would
It's
work
okay.
for you?
I can go over and walk it myself and still put my input, put in. But
Okay.
I have to go to a dealer meeting that week, so, out in Texas.
Do we have any flexibility, to do it on a different Monday or not?
Yeah, what if we met like the Monday before or something like that, or,
I'd be okay with that.
or,
Yeah,
All right.
um,
What is that date?
that'd be the 14th?
Okay.
14.
Thank you, guys, I appreciate
And I
that.
do have one more request.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I'm not making a list, but I'll give this to you soon.
All right,
It would be so nice to have a message board there.
okay.
So
On
that was
upcoming
one, but-
events or,
Yep.
okay,
Great, kind of fun.
all right.
Oh, what time do you want to meet that Monday?
Is a half hour enough?
Half an hour beforehand?
Yeah.
Well, do
4:30?
you want to move
No,
the meeting
no,
to
no, we were
that?
going to move it to the 14th.
Yeah,
Right, I'm just talking at 4:30 that day instead of, then come over here at 5.
Okay.
For July, right?
yeah, July.
So July 14th, we're going to hold our meeting. We're going to start at the park at
4:30.
4:30.
Oh, that is the third Monday. Buh.
It's
Yeah.
the second Monday it would be.
You okay with that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Are you going to be able to make? You have, yeah.
4:30, that's fine.
Okay,
The 14th? Okay.
okay. Great.
So in the future too, since we do have new members, do we want to actually do a field trip of all of our parks and properties? Or do we just want to visit them on our own and get a list? We've done that in the past, that's why I ask. It doesn't matter to me.
I would go, I mean, I could go on my own, it doesn't have to be a group thing, but.
Yeah, if I could just have a list, I can
Yeah.
do my own, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
And this
Okay.
park, obviously, but.
okay.
All right. Okay. So anything more for the Rome Town Center? We've got, putting together our lists of needs and wants. The electric, where does that stand? Do we need to hold off on that until we know where, or can we proceed with getting some quotes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Unless we can decide quickly what to do
Yeah.
with that,
all right.
with that area.
Okay. All right, so then the next item for discussion and possible action is review grant funding. And Tim put together a nice list of, I guess, available funding that we might be able to
Yeah,
pursue.
yeah. I just went online and looked at different areas that we could possibly look into some grant money. And, there's quite a few of them out there. I think we could qualify for some of it too. So I'd like to see what we can do about maybe applying for some stuff.
Do you, are you familiar with writing grants?
Nope.
Because
there you go.
it's a tough one, and I know that guy over there is pretty good at it.
I had Dave help me out.
Yeah,
That's a tough thing, but I mean, there are a lot of grants out there that could,
Yeah.
it's just finding that person that can,
Yeah.
Talk to AI.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we could, but
Oh, I'm joking.
so I guess what we'd need to do is find out some dates on when, these
Yeah.
submissions and,
That's true. Like some of these grants, I had noted that they were actually coming due at the end of June here.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to miss out, but we
Sure.
can get into the next funding area
Exactly.
time frame. Yeah.
it's gonna take us a while to identify projects. Great.
Yep.
if anyone, I've been a part of it for a while, but the Office of Outdoor Recreation, State of Wisconsin created this, and it's actually, I put my business on it. Anybody can, but you can get emails. It tells you all the information about the state of Wisconsin and trails and snowmobiles and anything and everything that's going on. It's they have grants available. They have just if you sign up to get on their mailing list, you're going to get a lot of information.
Okay.
It's quite good.
And that was the Office of Outdoor
Outdoor Recreation.
Is it DNR or?
It's the state of Wisconsin,
Okay.
basically.
It's through
Yep.
Travel Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, Sand Valley was nominated and is a finalist for the outdoor
Yeah.
business
Oh,
of the
really?
year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So Jackie and I are going to the governor's mansion in a couple weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Oh, great.
Yeah, we can put Syracuse on there, you can just add any of your parks
Great.
all onto this list. It's just something that,
Forward me that
yeah,
information,
absolutely.
and then I can send it to everyone.
Okay, great, we'll do.
And on the Knowles Nelson Stewardship Program, I did email the DNR over that, and get me some information on that. Just went ahead and asked them.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great list. Okay. Anything more on that? Okay.
Appreciate that, Tim, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Yep.
you. So, next item on the agenda, dates and items for future agenda and meetings. So we have our, I have, one of the things, you talk about the electric, I guess, for
Or-
the band shell, or?
Yeah.
That needs
I think,
months.
I think we're gonna have to just plan our additions, and the electric's gonna have to be part of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
There was, last meeting we had, there was talks of refrigeration in the
Yes.
kitchen. You already got it
Got it?
taken care of?
Okay.
It was awesome. It worked out really well.
Thank you, Cody.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you.
That was good.
Yeah,
Wasn't that easy? Just like that, he took care of it for us.
Yeah, and see, nobody was calling me back except for one company.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we figured we had at least 400 people there on Friday.
Nice.
And if the weather would have been nicer,
Oh, it would have been a whole lot
Yeah.
more, yeah.
Yeah, Friday it was cold, today it's 90. Or 80.
Yeah.
Still spring.
I was wondering if maybe we could put the disc golf course hiking trails on the next agenda, just to get that back up.
That's
and
actually
running.
what was on my list too, that add to
Get an
the
update?
agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, where would we put that?
Yeah.
That's
Well, we
at,
don't
that's
have-
at the Chester School Forest
Okay.
land.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Any other items?
There was the Walden Park interpretive sign.
Yeah.
Bringing back your list from your homework.
Mm-hmm.
And then the disc golf and hiking trails like you had just.
Okay. Then the other, just I had a question, Cody, on the sign for the dog park. Did you find out any more about that highway sign? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where that was left
Right,
with,
so I know you were working with the,
yeah.
because it was kind of hand in hand with the Walden
It did.
Side Act, and then I feel like that one kind of fell off. And
Yeah.
can you resend me the information that, or send it to Cody?
Yeah, I'll pull what I have and send it to you. Mhm.
That'd be great.
Sounds good. All right. So we have the next meeting and time, July 14th, 4:30. We'll meet over at the Rome Town Center.
Why don't we make it at 4? And then that way we have travel time to get here at 5.
It's a little harder for me. I can try.
I mean,
I
and
might
that-
get there by 4:15.
We could just put it as
This
the,
part back.
yes, the meeting will start when we arrive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
I'll try to get there soon as.
You want me to stop by and help you with
Sure. Wouldn't be much good, because you wouldn't be able to get out of there then either.
Adjourn if there's nothing else.
Any other items? No? Okay.
Not that I can think of.
Okay, so meeting's adjourned at 5:38.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks.